Hello, this is Mike at Gamefromscratch, and welcome to day one of GDC. Lots of interesting things happened today, but perhaps most interestingly so far anyways, is a Humble Bundle. CryEngine, or Crytek, the makers of CryEngine, released a massive game asset bundle for CryEngine on the Humble Bundle. Now, the Humble Bundle, if you've never heard of it, is a for-charity group. And basically, you group a bunch of things together, a bunch of books or games or software or, in this case, game assets together, and it's sort of a pay any price, you get the first tier, pay an additional price, you get the second tier, pay another price, you get the third tier, etc. kind of setup. And today, as I said, there's a huge collection of royalties-free assets available for work with the CryEngine. Now, what I don't know right up front is if you are limited to working with CryEngine on this. There is nothing in the license that says one way or the other, and I don't think you are limited, but I wouldn't want to be quoted on that one. Another thing that you should be aware of right up front is this is a time-limited offer. So you're going to want to move pretty quickly if this is interesting to you. I went ahead and bought it, so you guys can have some idea of what's included. Now, at the same time, though, these files are huge, so they're still downloading, so I just copied a couple examples over to my USB drive while my other computer is copying them down as we speak. So I think I grabbed this environmental props pack and the sound effects kit, mostly because they are fairly small. Now, some of these guys are like 10, 15 gigs, as we'll see in a second. Also, if you get up to the $10.47 tier, you get a free game, Nexuiz. I know nothing about it. And then if you get into the $13 tier here, you get access to Rise of Son of Rome packs. So the Roman pack and the World Building pack, as well, along with high quality vehicle pack, city pack, etc. Now, these names don't really tell you a whole lot. You got no idea what you're actually getting here. Now, the important thing, though, before I move away from here, is reading this guy right here and this guy right here. All assets included are yours to use as many times as you'd like in any commercial product. Hey, in any commercial product. So I guess that means outside of CryEngine. So unless it says otherwise, I think right now you're good to go. But basically, and are completely royalty free. So what you're talking about is $22 million worth of assets being available for $13, with the majority of that money going to charity. So if you're interested, jump. This is a great deal, and you're going to hate yourself if you miss it. But anyways, in terms of what you get, here is the after effect of signing up. So first off, you can get that Nexuiz, or whatever that actually is pronounced as, available as a Steam redemption. And then we get into the packs, and you start seeing what we're dealing with. Here's the one we're going to look at today, is Audio Kit, and it's only 315 megabytes. But look at some of these other packs in size. 10 gigs, 3 gigs, 7 gigs, 123 megs, 1.6 gigs, 4.1 gigs, like half a gig, 6.7 gigs, 15 gigs, 12 gigs, 6 gigs. So it's a huge pack of content. So now what you're probably wondering is, what is the content? What does it look like? And so that's why I've copied a couple over. And here you can see, this is the sound effects library, for example. And let's just open up the zip. And you can see it's basically just a dump of things. So you got things like voiceover effects here.
Is anyone there?
Like that. We've got various sound effects like follies, and you see your raw form, it's just waves. We got menu sound effects. We have collision sound effects, etc. So it's just a collection of sound effects available for you. And you can see there's quite a bit here. It's not a hugely comprehensive amount, but you can easily use it and pair it to some other sound effects library and be a long ways. Now let's look probably what you're more interested in, something like a props group. Now the environmental props, as an example that we're dealing with here, is much smaller. So the environmental props was just a 1.6 gigabyte download. So keep in mind, some of these other ones are going to be much, much larger in what they include. And I guess I should point out while we're here as well, there's also a couple, like this Ilphonic here, and there's a racing game, I believe. Where did it go? Yeah, Crytek Formula Racing Starter Project. So there's really large sample projects we're getting to starting with Crytek. And I'm going to assume Lumberyard, because Lumberyard is essentially Crytek. So it also comes with a pair of starting projects if that's an area you want to work with. So that's nice if you're actually working in CryEngine itself. Now, in terms of what the assets come in, so here we are inside of the environmental props project, and you can see it's sort of a random selection of stuff. So for example, let's go in and select Outpost. So the Outpost collection includes all your Maya files, so in MILE format, plus like your standard FBX And then, so there's Mel binary or Maya binary, more FBX, OBJ material file. So this is just straight out standard 3D file formats, the raw assets you work with while creating this stuff. And then on top of that, we also have, for example, this meshes folder is all just a raw dump of FBX that's being created. So here's camper trailer. We'll go ahead and open that guy up. Ta-da! There is a camper trailer model. Now, FBX viewer sucks, so I don't know how to get that guy to be textured. There we go. All right, it's not going to show me the textures. But we also have, so here's the final outpost. So I wonder if I can get, will you have stuff? Wow, that's beautiful, guys. All right. This is more a limitation of FBX viewer than the actual contents we're dealing with. But you see, you're dealing with raw, actual work in progress type aspects. And then coming here, we've got our various textures that go together to compose that scene, such as AO. I'm assuming this is an ambient occlusion map. Yeah, ambient occlusion map. So we come on back here. We probably have that would be your standard colors, I believe, like so. So all your various maps that go together with this particular asset are also included. So you could, in theory, take this and dump this into any game engine you want. Now, again, I have not checked the actual license. Now, on top of that, though, if you're actually working in CryEngine, if you come back here, you'll notice we've also got these guys. So outpost, building large, medium, small. Go in there, and you can see we have LAM files, which I believe is for working directly in CryEngine itself. So you've got compiled assets, plus you've got the raw source assets to deal with. So I guess in conclusion, in all honesty, this is a huge and wonderful deal. The only real problem is going to be if there's some kind of a license restriction that sticks you to just CryEngine. But if you're thinking to yourself, I'm going to have to take these CryEngine assets and convert them into another format to use anywhere else, you don't. You have all of the raw sources that they use. So this is pretty much as engine agnostic as it gets. And then you've also got the CryEngine specific stuff. Now, I don't know the breadth and scope of what you're actually going to include in all of these packs. I've only kind of picked and choose through what's actually managed to download so far. But for 13 bucks, buy it. Buy it now. You will regret if you don't. It is a great deal. Plus, it actually goes to support the Child's Play. Let me see. What were the two charities? One was Child's Play, and the other one was Extra Life. So two great gaming-oriented, children-focused charities there. When you go ahead and purchase it, you pick the amount you want to pay, and then a bunch of sliders will come up, and you can choose then what, how to allocate it. So you can send a certain amount of money towards charity, towards the developers, or towards the Humble Bundle site itself. So if you're wondering what is actually in here, it is an amazing amount of stuff. It's a kind of an eclectic mix, but it is raw professional assets. And it's a huge collection of them, and they're royalty free. So the only real hang up, once again, could be the possibility that you're tied to having to use CryEngine to use these, and I don't believe you are. But once I verify one way or the other, I will let you know in the comments down below. So if you're wondering what's in the Humble Bundle, there's a lot there. It's worth checking out. As you can quickly see once again, these are your various packs, and these are the sizes of what's included in them. If you have a specific pack, you want to know exactly what's inside of it, let me know, and once it's downloaded, I can take a look and let you know in the comments down below. So definitely an interesting development. If you're an indie developer looking for art assets, you're a fool to let this one go. So that was it. See you all later. Bye.